Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Boomer Shooters 5 Penta Boom Bundle of March 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. But first, a word from our sponsor, JT After Dark. You've read the threads, you've seen the warnings, but you haven't heard them like this. I'm JT. I take the internet's most terrifying stories and give them a voice. From Reddit's deepest archives to the legends that haunt the web, I bring the horror to life. Join me on JT After Dark. Subscribe now and let's see what's hiding in the shadows. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have SULFUR, a modern old-school action adventure that blends the high-stakes tension of an extraction shooter with the creative chaos of a roguelite. You enter a stylized world where 3D environments meet 2D vector sprites, tasked with delving into eerie caverns and putrid sewers to uncover secrets of a world in redemption. The core loop is simple yet addictive. You shoot, loot, and pray you make it back to your base alive. The unique feature is a tactile gun customization. You can transform a basic pistol into a rocket-launching powerhouse using chamber chisels, magical scrolls, and specialized oils. Whether you want a railgun speed SMG or a James Bond lighter that fires shotgun shells, the game encourages you to break the power ceiling. However, you must respect the risk. If you die without a charged teleportation amulet or rare insurance, you lose everything on your person. Beyond the gunplay, you must master casual cannibalism through an extensive cooking system. You'll combine ingredients, from mushrooms to the remains of your enemies, to create buffs and healing items like spaghetti bolognese or onigiri. While recent updates introducing ammo caps have sparked some community debate regarding balance, the sheer variety of gear, from double jumping shoes to time-slowing pipes, ensures your build remains unique. You're not just playing a character, you're engineering a survivor. If you crave a difficult FPS where your knowledge and creativity are the only permanent forms of progression, SULFUR offers a visceral, rewarding descent into the dark. At number 2 we have Metal Eden, a fast-paced cyberpunk first-person shooter that rarely lets up. Developed by Raycon Games, the team behind the game Ruiner, it serves as a bombastic spiritual successor that trades an isometric view for a visceral, high-octane perspective. You play as Hyperunit Aska, an infinitely reprintable android sent to the city of Mobius to rescue humanity's digitized consciousness from mechanical monstrosities. The experience is a celebrated union of movement and gunplay. You rocket jump, glide, dash, wall run, and grapple across 8 kinetic missions, eviscerating threats with an arsenal that feels incredibly crunchy. One of its unique mechanics allows you to telekinetically rip the cores from your enemies. Once pulled, you can throw these cores back at foes to cause explosive splash damage, turning your enemies into your greatest resource. This loop forces you to think about more than just the target in your crosshairs. You must choreograph a path of execution through every arena. While the narrative is dense with cyberpunk jargon that may not grab everyone, the visual design is a feast of neon-lit dystopia and blood-splattered steel. The addition of ball mode, reminiscent of Metroid, offers a refreshing change of pace, letting you roll through environments with lock-on missiles. Though the campaign is relatively short, it's a tightly paced, adrenaline-pumping testament to Raycon's creative vision. If you love the speed of Ghost Runner and the brutality of Doom, you'll find Metal Eden to be one of the best-feeling shooters in recent years. At number 3 we have Killing Time Resurrected, a meticulously polished remaster of a cult classic 1995 first-person shooter that originally graced the ill-fated 3DO. You step into the shoes of an Egyptology student trapped on the eerie Matinicus Island, where a wealthy heiress's attempt at immortality via an ancient water clock has gone horribly wrong. While many boomer shooters of its era relied on sci-fi or fantasy, this title distinguishes itself with a unique 1930s Art Deco aesthetic and a surprisingly deep focus on narrative. As you explore the sprawling, seamless Conway estate, the story unfolds through charmingly cheesy full-motion video ghosts who reenact the island's tragic past. You're not just running and gunning, you're piecing together a mystery. Night Dive Studios has expertly blended the superior level design of the PC version with the iconic FMV sprites from the 3DO, creating a definitive way to experience this Great Gatsby meets Doom mashup. The gameplay challenges you with non-linear exploration and a hefty collection of color-coded keys. While the gunplay is functional, you might find the weapon variety a bit standard and the combat lacks the visceral impact of modern shooters. However, the sheer atmosphere, from undead chefs to killer clowns, keeps you engaged. The remaster adds modern comforts like refined controls and enhanced visual clarity without sacrificing the original's clunky B-movie charm. If you value atmosphere and historic curiosity over pure mechanical intensity, you'll find this an engrossing, atmospheric trip through a forgotten corner of gaming history. And number 4 we have Fida Puti Samurai, a retro FPS virtual happy place that blends boomer shooter action with roguelike mechanics. You incarnate as Liza, diving into a programmer's corrupted digital sanctuary to uncover secrets within 13 urban levels. The experience is a stylistic fever dream, where you battle bunny suit zombies and skimpy waifus using a zany arsenal ranging from dynamite to panty-driving miniguns. You can even transform into a Maho Shoujo, adding to the game's undeniable aesthetic charm and vibrant reference-heavy art style. However, your journey through this digital rabbit hole is often hampered by significant mechanical friction. While the gunplay feels solid and the voice acting is high quality, you likely struggle with severe volume balancing issues that drown out dialogue. The roguelike structure feels repetitive, forcing you to beat the game multiple times for a true ending, while a moving scan-wall time limit actively discourages you for hunting for well-hidden secrets. The jank is palpable. You may find it difficult to tell when you are taking damage, and bosses often fall too easily to simple circle strafing. Furthermore, the high-stakes checkpoint system means a single death can reset hours of progress, which feels particularly punishing given the underwhelming explosion physics and occasionally frustrating enemy spawns. If you enjoy the fan service aesthetic and old-school shooters, there's a sweet story and fun pick-up-and-play energy here. Just be prepared to navigate a buggy, unpolished basement to find that cozy cabin in the woods. At number 5 we have Slayer's Axe Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer, a survival FPS adventure game where you dive into the chaotic world of a teenager's imagination, set against the backdrop of the late 90s FPS modding scene. In this game, you follow Zane, a fictional character from Hypnospace Outlaw, who embodies the awkward adolescence of video gaming. The plot revolves around Zane's creation, a modded FPS game reflecting his self-centric teenage fantasies. You, as Zane, play a mystical warrior hacker, an axe slayer, who seeks vengeance against the psychos for killing his mom and fellow axe slayers. The game is a fascinating blend of intentional bad design and compelling character exploration. It's a tribute to the amateur aesthetic of early modded games, with level designs that lack flow, textures repurposed hastily, and CGI cutscenes that wouldn't have been possible for teenagers at the time. Yet, these elements are crafted so deliberately that they evoke a sense of charm and authenticity. Despite the amateur facade, Slayer's Axe offers an enjoyable gameplay experience. The weapons are varied and fun, the exaggerated hit bob is reminiscent of 90s FPS games, and the intentionally flawed level design adds to the nostalgia. While the game is not perfect, it is short, has limited enemies and weapons, and you frequently encounter design problems, it still manages to be entertaining. Ultimately, Slayer's Axe stands out not just as a game, but as a unique piece of fiction. It offers a window into a time many will remember, blending edgy teenage fantasies with a narrative that's both cringeworthy and deeply moving. It's an elaborate lie that feels honest, complete with humor and nostalgia. If you're a fan of character-driven stories and nostalgic game design, Slayer's Axe is worth your time. At number 6 we have Shooty Robot Invasion, an absurdist hand-drawn first-person adventure game developed by solo creator Bobby Darkstar. You step into the shoes of Shooty, a girl of a sharp attitude tasked with stopping a robotic takeover in the bizarre region of California. From the moment you begin, you'll notice the game's striking visual identity. It features thousands of hand-drawn sprites that evoke the frantic energy of an Adult Swim cartoon or the early seasons of Rick and Morty. While the title suggests a mindless shooter, you'll find that the gameplay is surprisingly narrative-heavy. You're not just mowing down waves of robots. You spend a significant amount of time interacting with over 200 idiot NPCs who offer sarcastic, vulgar, and genuinely hilarious dialogue. The humor is a core pillar, though the constant swearing and irreverent tone means you must appreciate a certain level of chaos to enjoy the ride. Mechanically, you'll navigate 6 massive sandbox levels using a movement system that emphasizes parkour and dashing. You can pull off devastating uppercuts and aerial combos that often feel more satisfying than the basic gunplay itself. While the shooting lacks features like auto-aim, the intense boss fights will test your reflexes as you dodge complex attack patterns. In a bundle, you get 6 to 8 hours of content that prioritizes personality over polish. If you enjoy quirky indie projects that trade technical perfection for raw originality and wit, this is a sick adventure worth checking out. At number 7 we have Immortal Redneck, a frantic old-school first-person shooter blended with modern roguelike mechanics that challenges you to fight through procedurally generated Egyptian pyramids. You play as a foul-mouthed tourist who, after a dune buggy accident, finds himself resurrected as a mummified warrior. The gameplay loop is centered on a live, die, repeat cycle, where you explore shifting rooms, blast through hordes of mythical enemies, and collect gold to fund your eventual rebirth. The gunplay is hyperkinetic and responsive, reminiscent of classic Twitch shooters like Doom or Serious Sam. You have access to over 50 diverse weapons, ranging from standard rifles to absurd tools like a potato launcher. Each run is further modified by scrolls, randomized drops that serve as a lottery for your success. These can provide game-breaking buffs or crippling debuffs, adding a layer of unpredictable tension to every floor. When you inevitably die, you return to a persistent skill tree. Here, you spend your hard-earned gold to upgrade stats or unlock patron deities that grant unique abilities and starting loadouts. While the repetition of room layouts can eventually lead to familiarity, the verticality and impressive scale of the environments keep the action engaging. Success requires patience, as progress can feel slow when the RNG denies you optimal gear. However, the satisfying loop of power scaling and the joy of landing a perfect shot make it a highly recommended experience for fans of the genre. You'll find that mastering the pyramids is a brutal but rewarding journey. And that's all for this bundle. This Penta Boom bundle is a total win if you're looking to juice up your library with high-octane carnage. While the $20 top tier feels a bit steep for some, snagging SULFUR and Metal Eden makes it a must-buy for extraction and movement shooter fans. The $7 entry point is an absolute steal for Slayer Axe and Immortal Redneck. It is a solid raid on the retro FPS genre. Just grab it before the keys expire and the loot despawns. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.